Have you ever found yourself saying something like this? It'll be easier when I pay off that bill. It will be easier when I get that new job. It will be easier once my kids reach a different age. It will be easier when the economy turns around. It will be easier when. But I have a question for you and for me. What are we waiting for?
My name is Marie, and I am so grateful you are here. Recently, I've been pondering this thing called time. Time itself will never change. We have the same 24 hours every day, 60 minutes to an hour. Even I, the gardener, tries to push the test of time as I try to beat the clock and weather with just one more crop. We can't save time up in an account we can draw from later, and we can't even give it away so someone else has more. Time can be wasted. And ultimately, whatever we leave unused is simply gone. Another day, another month, sometimes even another year. So today, we choose to live with purpose. Welcome to Pinebrook Homestead.
So, welcome back to my table for some tea. Today I'm drinking chamomile tea and just a little discussion because this is something, especially in the last couple of weeks, that I have really been diving into and looking at my own life and thinking, why do I always say this? And what am I doing with the time I have right here, right now? They're valid questions for us. And I know I have been doing a lot of thinking and even some journaling on that as well. So I thought I would bring it to you and share because if I'm thinking it, there's got to be somebody else out there that might think it too. So if you enjoyed today's video, please do not forget to subscribe, maybe leave a comment, and we would love to have you join this community of amazing women, and we've got some men. All right, so let's get right down to it. I used to always say, I love living in Ohio, and I do. When I get bored of one season, well, the next season's coming right in, and that's where we are right now. But it's funny, in the winter, I will sit there and say, oh, it'll be easier once I can get outside. Okay, then I'm outside and I'm starting to plant the gardens and growing the vegetables. Oh, it'll be easier once the garden's in, once the vegetables are coming in. And then I get into the summer and I'm like, oh, it'll be easier once fall comes. And I'm like, why am I not enjoying every moment of every single day when we are not guaranteed another? Why am I not enjoying it? Why am I always wishing for the next season, for the next, versus looking at everything that I have right here, right now? And yeah, sometimes it's hard. You know, yesterday, we got our first rainstorm in 6 weeks. Like we are seriously dry, so much so that people aren't mowing. We're just kind of picking up, we're vacuuming yards. We're picking up the leaves that have fallen or the pine needles in my case. Um, but, you know, the ground was cracking so hard. And my husband and I were on and off every other day having to water just to keep our gardens alive. And I had that thought, oh my gosh, it'll just be easier when it rains. And yes, to a point, that is accurate. Um, it's it's a it's a thing that I do not have to do in my day. I do not have to water today. That is glorious. We are expected to get some more rain today. That will be amazing. And if the weather holds for Tuesday and Wednesday, we might have rain then as well. We are in desperate need of rain, as I know a lot of you are as well. It's been a weird year for the weather. And I find it funny because I will sit there. Oh, cannot wait for fall. I love when the leaves turn. And then I love all the scents of the fall and I love a cozy fire and I love all of that. But I love the gardens too. And so I find that I try to, especially when things get hard, like right now, mass amount of produce coming in, having to water all the time, processing, all of that. So I find when things get hard and I just need that break, I then go to the, well, it'll be easier in the fall. Instead of looking at today and thinking, oh my gosh, what blessings we have, all this produce coming in. It really is a blessing. And oh goodness, I have all this preserving to do and I can get overwhelmed. And then rather than taking a well needed break, then right here, right now, today, why do I plow through only to be utterly exhausted and then wishing for the next season to hurry up and come? So these are some of the things. Have you ever felt that way? Like it will just be easier. Life will be easier when I get that bill paid off, that new job, when my kids are grown, when they've reached school age years, when they're not babies and toddlers anymore. Life will be easier. And here's what I have to say about this from much experience raising two grown men, actually three grown men, and one teenager left in the house. Um, it's never easier. And when I say that it's never easier, the circumstances change. So take a look back. Let's look back to where my youngest two were babies and toddlers. And those years definitely presented some hardship, sleepless nights, sickness, um, you know, the moving. We go from being a baby and now we're on the move and everything needs to be baby proofed and all of that. And then you've got the toddler years and the notorious everything you say with a Y at the end of it. you know, that those can be trying. They can be exhausting days. But as you know, because many of you out there have grown children or you have grandchildren, but we know that that is only a season. And in that season, we have to take the time to enjoy every moment of that season. So then they go off to school. Well, now, yes, you might have some extra time here, but you don't after school. When you get home from work, there are recitals and there's sporting events and there's all sorts of different things that absorb your time in that age group. But again, it's just a season. Okay, so your children are grown now, and maybe you have time on your hands. And all of a sudden, you are able to do some things that you have always wanted to do, right? But maybe so and so called and they want you to go to lunch, and this person called, or you have this obligation and you want this obligation, and you tend to fill up your time and think, well, it will be easier when. How about when is right now? Because as we get older and as we know, time flies. Oh, it does. It really does. And if we just keep looking to the future and not staying in the present, which is a gift in itself, we're missing. We're missing so much in today. Not tomorrow, not the future, because the future, hopefully, Lord willing, the future is going to come. It will. But what are we doing about today? So if you have something, and I am going to challenge you, if you have something that you have always wanted to do, why not start it today? I have always said, oh, it'll be easier when I lose 20 pounds. I'll buy new clothes when I lose 20 pounds. It'll be easier when this. Why not today? As I said, we are not guaranteed tomorrow, but why not today? Why can't you start today? It'll be easier for me to fit my devotion in when I have more time. Why not today? Do your devotion today. And here's the biggest thing that I have found over the past couple weeks and actually diving into this topic of it'll be easier when. It all comes down to our priorities and what is most important. It really does. It all comes down to what is the most important things in our life. Well, I'll ask you, leave it in the comments below. What are the most important things in your life? So I'm going to say, I'm going to give you some examples: faith, family, my health. Those are the most important things to me. So, why in my health am I not walking every single day? Why am I not working out every single day? Because it will be easier tomorrow when I don't have this huge to-do list with all the gardens processing. No. No. What if tomorrow never comes? It's easier right now when we put our priorities on the piece of paper and we put them in front of us and we keep them in front of us. That is when things will get easier. It's when our priorities and not all the commotion of everyone else, of the doomsday scrolling, of what's going on in this world. I know the world's crazy. We all see it, we all feel it. But that world can do them. And I'm saying, what about today for you? What about today for me? Today is the day that we are given. Are we making the most of it? I ask myself that a lot. Am I using the best ability of my time that I can? Am I using it wisely? Am I stewarding my time wisely? And where in stewarding my time are my priorities? Am I giving daily time to my faith? Am I giving daily time to my family, all of my family? Am I giving time to my health? Now, some of us could argue, well, you're processing all the food that you've grown and all that kind of stuff. Yes, I am. But that doesn't mean that I shouldn't be exercising, that I shouldn't continue to watch what I'm putting into my body for health reasons. I need to stay on that. And I bet some of you might feel the same way too. I really do. So, my challenge today is revisit your priorities and realize that time is fleeting. We can't store it up in that savings account and we can't get it back. So, what are you going to do today for you? How are you going to spend your time living with purpose? So, I just want to thank you today for joining me and listening. And again, I would invite you to leave a comment and let us know, what are your priorities and what are you going to start for you today? Thank you so much again, as always. And I cannot wait to see you again. Bye bye.